The difference between panic and power is not thousands. It is $100 placed with precision. Every week a tide rolls in, your pay arrives, and within hours it disappears down a maze of bills, small surprises, and the quiet costs that never announce themselves. The result is a familiar aftermath, a bank balance drained faster than expected, and a sense that nothing ever quite holds. Yet the transformation does not begin with a lottery ticket or a huge raise. It starts when that first 100 is assigned a mission and you become the architect of where it goes. Picture the flow of your money not as a paycheck, but as a stream moving through your life. Most people stand ankle deep in it, pushed and pulled as rent, car notes, groceries, utilities, and subscriptions siphon it away. One tiny change can turn that current into a controlled channel. Not a stone wall that stops everything, but a control panel with gates and paths. You do not need to reroute the whole river on day one. You build the first gate, small and exact, and you direct a fraction of the water before the rest passes on. That is where $100 becomes a lever. The plan is simple but not casual. This money is deployed with intent. Break the 100 into 3 forces and assign each a job. The first force is the shield, a small buffer placed out of reach the moment the cash arrives. $40 is stationed here, in a pocket that is clearly separate. Create a name vault inside your bank, open a digital envelope, or seal a literal envelope in a drawer labeled shield. Its purpose is to absorb the tiny hits that knock people off balance week after week. A last-minute parking fee before a job interview, a missing ingredient when dinner implodes, a quick taxi when a bus route is cancelled, school supplies for a group project revealed at the worst possible time. On their own, these are not disasters, but they set off chain reactions. Without a shield, $10 becomes a late fee somewhere else, a skipped bill becomes interest, and the next week begins already behind. With the shield, the first domino never falls. The small expense gets paid from the buffer, no other payment is disturbed, and no new debt is born. This fund does not exist to grow or perform. Its value is the calm it creates. It is a small circle of safety that keeps the ordinary chaos from spreading. The second force is the breaker, an offensive strike on debt that focuses on speed and proof. Another $40 goes here, and it does something that will sound wrong at first. It targets the smallest balance, not the biggest interest rate. Conventional wisdom says hunt the most expensive debt first. That math wins on paper, but psychology wins in real life. Progress needs a full victory to ignite belief. That is why the breaker aims at the tiniest target. A lingering store card with a modest balance, a leftover hospital bill, a buy now, pay later installment that never quite goes away. When the smallest debt is gone, a door opens. The minimum payment you are sending to that debt each month is freed. It becomes captured cash immediately added to the breaker next month. The 40 grows to 50 or to 60, and the next smallest debt falls faster. What looks like a pebble at first becomes a slide, each win pushing more power into the attack. This cascades into a ramping momentum that is felt emotionally even more than financially. The balance number no longer drifts down by inches. Debts vanish one by one. Each closure is a chapter finished, not a page slightly shorter. The third force is the seed vault, a quiet deposit to the future that exists untouched. $20 is assigned to a savings account that pays interest. It is not permission to spend later. It does not cover a surprise. It is an act of identity, proof that money can sit and belong to a future self. For years, many people have lived with the story that every dollar must work today or vanish. The seed vault rewrites that story. It shows, even in small numbers, that accumulation is possible. That habit, 20 now, 20 again, 20 again, builds restraint and patience. It trains the mind to live with a growing reserve without tapping it for today's pressures. Over time, it becomes the base of an emergency fund, then a launchpad for investments. It is quiet by design, but it is essential in spirit. This is not a one-time maneuver. The control panel becomes the new operating system. The next 100 is deployed the same way. 40 flows to the shield, 40 plus any freed minimum payment goes to the breaker, and 20 settles into the seed vault. The shield grows from little cushion to soft landing. It begins to handle not just a surprise train ticket or a forgotten fee, but a vet visit, a new phone battery, a tire patch without a hint of panic. The breaker accelerates with every debt erased, stacking freed payments like gears clicking into place. It becomes a machine that multiplies its own force. The seed vault shifts from a faint sprout to a visible branch. You open the account and see dollars that are not spoken for, a sight that changes behavior by existing. The system creates layers between you and the unexpected. Before, there were only two surfaces, income and expense, and the first shock shattered through both. Now the small shield absorbs the tiny bumps entirely. The breaker removes sharp obstacles from the path. The seed vault plants shade that is not needed today, but will be vital in a season nobody can predict. The controversial part remains the breaker's aim. Targeting the smallest debt first challenges the pure math play. Yet in the documentary of everyday life, momentum is the variable that decides whether a plan survives. A quick victory persuades action to continue. Confidence is fuel. Once the smallest debts are gone, the freed payments compound, and the attention can shift toward the bigger, pricier obligations with more strength and less fear. The $100 does not solve everything by itself. It proves the system works. It reveals a person not tossed by the current, but adjusting the gates with steady hands. Introduce this structure to each new $100, and the river you use to dread begins to carry you. The money landscape stops feeling like wild terrain and starts to look engineered. The air between you and the next demand widens. Breathing room appears where reaction once lived. Choices enter where panic used to rule. And every time the tide arrives, you know where a piece of it will go before it ever reaches your shore. When the next surprise surfaces, will your smallest gate be in place to change the entire course of the river?